Diet and food trends may be what's popular, but it's easy to get off track when jumping on board. That's why nutrition expert Dr. Wendy Bazillion recommends starting small when shifting toward eating healthier. She joins me now to talk about ways to do just that. So thanks for being with us, Dr. Wendy.
Oh, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. So you're going to talk about eating more plant-based food. So let's start with some of the benefits of doing that.
Well, compared to a typical American diet, a more plant-based eating approach, which by the way does not mean no meat, but a more plant-focused approach, has shown to increase our fiber consumption, contribute to more unsaturated fats, those healthy fats in the diet, and oftentimes is more nutrient dense, meaning more vitamins, more minerals, and more phytonutrients, those plant nutrients that are associated with the entire plant kingdom. It reduces the risk of, this approach reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, heart disease, diabetes, certain cancers, and also helps with healthy weight management. So there is a host of benefits and loads of research that show, kind of bending toward and populating your plate with more plants is a really good idea.
So let's talk about some of the basics. If people want to get started, what should they do to follow this plant-based eating pattern?
Well, plant-based really means eat more plant foods. I can't get more plain and simple than that, which, by the way, is something that is not about overhauling your diet or eliminating food. So it's including more fruits and vegetables on a regular basis, more beans and nuts, those are plant foods, more whole grains into the diet. And whether or not you choose to have seafood, poultry, and meat, many dietary approaches do include those. A recent survey that was conducted by the California Walnut Commission actually showed that many people are familiar, about 2/3 are familiar with plant-based eating, but 40% think that it means no meat. It can include modest amounts of meat, usually about 3-ounce servings, and it's really about just what do we add? Adding instead of subtracting and making sure there's more plants featured there, plain and simple.
Okay, you've done some shopping, so let's incorporate these foods kind of into our everyday meals because that is what people want to know how to do.
Okay, great. Well, one of the most obvious places to go is the produce aisle. So, I need to say it because it is the place that we need to fill our fruit bowls at home. We eat what we see, and so fill your fruit bowl, get some berries, and build your salads. Get the salad greens, the tomatoes, the avocado, that monounsaturated fat, the great way to put a spread instead of mayonnaise, for example, and replace some of the unsaturated fat. So the produce aisle is a no-brainer, but go there. Some people do forget to go there. They're shopping and all the other things. But then dip into the aisles. You have to be more selective there because the highly processed foods live there too. But you can make some great choices as long as you look at the ingredient list. And that's where you can find great dried fruits. You can find another essential part of a plant-based diet, nuts like walnuts. Walnuts are the only nut that has an excellent source of omega-3 fats and are primarily polyunsaturated fats, not to mention they're a plant-based protein. You can find your dried beans that are really affordable and easy to soak. But if you're not going to soak your beans, then get some low-sodium canned beans. You find your olive oils there. And you also find your dried herbs and spices. And I like to remind people that these are technically fruits and veggies. They're high in phytonutrients, but they're also, their day job, their number one job is flavor. And so they really enhance the overall picture of all of our plant foods, as well as our other foods that may be like the dairies, the eggs, the poultry or fish that you might incorporate into your healthy shopping plan.
All right, Dr. Wendy, there's a lot to go over when it comes to this. So where can we send our viewers to get some more info?
A lot more tips and a great toolbox of tips is at walnuts.org, as well as some really delicious recipes and some good research too.
All right, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Be well.